Okay. Um, Hello, everybody. My name is Nemo, and welcome to the Spiral Up podcast. This is episode one or episode zero, because this is the first I've been trying to make this podcast for around 2.5, 3 months now. I recorded so many different variations, and I don't know. I'm just too wrapped up in my head, so I'm like, I need to figure out what I'm doing, which is kind of what this is about. So it's not necessarily like episode one, it's kind of like episode zero, kind of getting a brain dump out there, getting the feel for it all, and really, really trying to figure out what it is that I want to do. So yeah, still an experiment, still figuring all this thing out, figuring out this audio. I don't know if I'm like clipping too much, but I think I sound okay. But look, I'm over here like clearing my throat and stuff. Sorry. But yeah, first episode. I have some notes here that I think, you know, really encompasses why I'm even starting this, like what where my train of thought is going. So I'm just going to run through my list and just talk freely because this is a solo podcast and I am talking to myself in front of a camera. Well, I'm talking to you guys, but I just don't see you guys, which is such a weird feeling, which is, yeah, every time I listen to my voice from like the previous times that I've recorded, tried to record the same thing, it just is, it's just a weird, you know, feeling. And I'm actually going to talk about that feeling later in the podcast, but, okay, let's just jump right into it. So it's like, why start a podcast? Why start a podcast in 2020? Why even, attempt this? For me, it's more of getting a brain dump, but really documenting my state of mind. I look back at 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, 15, and it would have been really cool if I can see or listen to my state of mind at that time, really dive into what I was doing in February or March or whatever, and then seeing the progression of myself or seeing if I achieved the things that I said that I was going to achieve, or like really, seeing who I was back then and how I've grown, what I've learned, or if there's something that I can learn from myself from the past. But not having anything documented, not having anything recorded, you're kind of just left to, your memory, and having your memories aren't necessarily the best unless you keep a journal or whatever. As time goes on, memories fade. We remember fragments. We don't remember the specifics at that time, like all the details and everything. So this podcast is really about my progression, my spiral up. And I think that's like a play on words, because we're all in this like endless spiral of like success, or, we're working to do this thing and that thing. And then, something happens and we end up sad, or, something in life happens. You go through a breakup, or, we're always in this constant spiral, but we should always be trying to spiral up, which, kind of comes to the title of this podcast. And so, eventually I would love to sit down with people on their own spiral ups, be it other artists or people starting a business, or, whatever their trial and tribulations are on their journey upwards, because we should all be moving upwards. But yeah, that's the main reason why I want to start a podcast. It's really to document my thoughts, because sometimes I feel very scatterbrained, and this is actually one of my notes that I have here. It's like, why am I so scattered? Like I write things down in a journal. Maybe it's because I'm not talking through it or having a fully in-depth conversation with myself. You kind of just jot things down, or maybe I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. And then I never really get to do anything because I'm so scattered. But I'm thinking that this podcast could help me align myself, in a very straight path, linear path, or a pathway that's very understandable for myself. Because then I could listen to myself last week and then be like, oh, so that's what I was trying to say. Or listen to myself, like I'm going to listen to this when I'm recording right now after I finish recording it. Maybe tomorrow when I wake up and I listen to this, maybe I'm going to trigger a memory or be like, oh, that's what I meant. Or, you know what, I could have said that differently because I actually mean this. Or like, okay, I said that and I understand what I mean. And it's going to help me throughout this week to figure out, to accomplish the things that I am setting out to do, I see why people have water when they are doing their podcast, because I'm only like 6 minutes in and I feel like my throat is super dry, or I'm just a little parched. I do have this 40-ounce water bottle, so let me take a quick swig because yeah, water. Okay, where am I going to put this? I'll put this back on the ground. Yeah, put that back on the ground. Wow, that actually feels so much better. I probably should bring like a little glass and just put it on this table, and it'd be easier, to get my water in. Okay, losing train of thought. So I talked about why I wanted to start this podcast and why I feel like I have a scatterbrain and how this is going to help me do like a brain dump and get my thoughts out there. So what is my purpose? That's the next question I have on my notes. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I think that documenting myself on a weekly basis, I'll keep it very, lighthearted for now. I would love to, do little snippets of, my thoughts at like the end of the day on a daily basis, but I don't want to overwhelm myself right now just because, this is brand new. I'm doing a video component to this podcast. I'm going to have to listen to the audio. I'm going to have to figure out how to make sure it sounds okay, uploading it to the different platforms and all that good stuff. So, I'm starting off slow, but I think the purpose, or my general purpose that I want from this podcast to help supplement my YouTube channel, is really getting people to think intentionally, but also paving a way for like a blueprint from like a step-by-step basis. Because, I'm thinking long term, what if 5 years from now I'm taking a Gary V, approach and having everything that I'm doing documented. I can create, a specific guide or a growth guide or whatever I end up doing, wherever I end up going, wherever I end up achieving. I'll have a real nice blueprint of what I did on a day-to-day, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. And people can go back, and if they want to see my journey, they can start from the very beginning of my spiral up and be like, okay, so this was day 1, day 0, and he did this, and then this, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then boom, this was the inflection point, and, whatever happened, happened. But I think that is what I want the purpose of this to be. A nice blueprint that anybody can follow, you know, and it would be great for me to see that documentation. Man, like I wish I would take more photos and like shot more video, just like over my, even like the past 10 years of my life, the whole 2010s, like I remember things. I have photos and stuff, but then it's like, who was I? Like, I know I've grown and I know who I am right. Well, I think I know who I am right now, but like looking back to see that growth, would be super dope. Yeah, that would just be dope. And I think that would be dope for anyone. Like, especially like with, my mom, like my sisters, dad, like, I'm gonna bring him into this again. Gary V, he talked about, wouldn't it have been super awesome to be able to, hear or see the documentation of like your grandparents or your great grandparents or your great 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 grandparents, and seeing what they did on a daily basis, or hearing their voice, and or having something that's tangible instead of just a memory or a photo, and seeing that technology allows us to do all these things. We need to take advantage of it. That's why I want to take advantage for myself and for my family in the future, and my kids and my kids' kids. I want them to know me, and see me grow and just understand who I am, and in hopes that this can help inspire others, or it could trigger some deeper meaning, or they could figure out something, find, I don't know, I just want to help, I want to bring all this knowledge that I have up here. I consume so much content. I read so many different books. I've learned so many different things. But what's the point if it's only in my head? If I'm the only person that knows what I know, nobody else is going to know what I know. Which is like a weird concept to think about, because you only know what you know until you know something. So, I just want to, play my part, because the way I understand something, I can't assume that everybody else understands it the way I do, or they see the same situation like I see the same situation. So being able to just put my little 2 cents on it, sprinkle my little Salt Bay-ness on top of something, I think will be pretty valuable. Okay, so what is my purpose? Answered that, I think. Hopefully it'll probably change as time goes on. Why can't I do anything? Okay, so this is more of like a personal problem with me being wrapped up in my head, which I talked about earlier. But like, I've been trying to make this podcast for probably 6-7 months now. And I think the first time I talked about it was June of 2019. I remember I talked about it to one of my coworkers, and I was like, yo, I'm making this podcast or whatever. And I recorded like 3 episodes, but I never uploaded it. And I was over here trying to figure out audio, giving myself distractions. Oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. Bringing up excuses. But it's like, why? Why not just put it out there? So I think the reason why I can't do anything, or I haven't done anything, is because I get wrapped up in my head too much. And I'm like thinking, who's going to see this? What value does this even bring? Oh, I could have did this better. Oh, I'm trying to be a perfectionist. But it's like, no, I can mess up in the moment. It's okay. It's okay to be a little vulnerable, put things out there, and just get better, and you won't get better until you put it out there and get actual tangible feedback from everybody out there, But then the feedback that you receive, which is also part of the fear that I want to talk about later, but it's like, don't let the feedback truly dictate you or prevent you from doing what it is that you want to do, because right now this whole podcast could be horrible. Somebody could not resonate with it. You can listen to it, be like, yo, this sucked. I don't know what he was talking about. Yo, like the audio sounded trash, blah, 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 blah. And I could get this feedback. And then I could be like, huh, okay, the audio was bad. Okay, let me figure out a way to put a equalizer on it or a compressor or figure out something to make this sound better for the next episode, right? But most people, myself, I would always think about that would be the feedback that I would receive. So what if I can fix that now before I even get that feedback? So I listen to myself like, oh, it doesn't sound that good. Okay, let me see if I can put this on it. Okay, let me re-record it, blah, 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 blah. Next thing I know, I don't put anything out because I'm over here trying to perfect it in the beginning instead of putting it out there and then trying to improve on it the next time and the next time and the next time, you know? So like, I feel like my skills have improved with a lot of things, but there's no proof in the progression because I don't put anything out there, you know? It's all like in my own head, my own mind, seeing the results or my improvements, but not physically out there for everybody to see and see my improvements. Like, I've edited countless videos that I have not uploaded. So I think my editing skills are getting better and better, but it's like I haven't put it out there because I'm wrapped up in my head. And if I would have just put things out there, who knows who could have seen it, or maybe somebody could have, maybe I could have improved even faster, you know, getting real world, tangible, you know, feedback. So I think the reason why I can't do anything is just because I'm wrapped up in my head on this like fear thing that I don't need to be on. That's like a long-winded way of like saying like, don't care what other people think. Just put it out there, and what happens, happens. You're going to learn from it. You're going to improve from it. And then, yeah, you're going to continue on, you know? Yeah, so that's why I can't do anything. Scatterbrain. All right, so let's talk about plans. I want to talk about briefly what I plan to do. And like when I don't want to put like specific dates on it right now, but I think saying it and putting it out there, hopefully it can help me hold myself accountable, you know, to what it is that I'm saying. But for this week, this might even be up already by the time you're watching this video, but I started this podcast, right? And I've learned quite a bit of things in this journey of like starting this podcast. And I want to share that. And I want to create like a, you know, how to start a podcast video, you know, or a video about podcasts and, you know, why they're important. So, I think I kind of want to make that. And if I make it, that'll be cool, you know? So I need to just not get wrapped up in my head, and I just need to make the damn thing, you know? I want to make some LinkedIn content, mainly because I think LinkedIn is on the up and coming, and I think I have a lot of value that I could bring to that. And so I have some videos in mind for that I just want to, you know, put on that platform to help this YouTube, my podcast, everything kind of comes like all together, you know. My Instagram, I never upload anything to that. I mean, I used to do a lot of stories and stuff about me just like messing around in my car, which I think are fun. A lot of people say that it brings them joy, or like I'll get like DMs from my friends and they'll be like, oh yeah, that was funny, or like whatever. I just need to do that again. And I'm thinking like, you know what, those Instagram videos are super simple to make. and I think they're pretty entertaining. So why not leverage that entertainment that I do on my Instagram and also put it on TikTok? Because TikTok is a huge platform right now, and me in my car is time that I love spending. So, well, I don't love spending time in my car, but it's like I commute to work, so it's like I'm in my car, and this is just like content that I could create every single day. So why not share it? That's the thing. Share. Document. And so then, yeah, that would be like the story TikTok thing that I want to start doing. And I think the way I'm going to do that is by like planning the specific time to upload, because I think I have the time. Like at work, there's times where I have like a little downtime, or even on my lunch, I can like upload the stuff. And, I commute pretty much like an hour to work and an hour back home. That's 2 hours where I could create content, and who knows, I could, be like 15, 20 posts, and it's like, why am I not uploading more? Because of this fear, because I don't know, I'm like scared to do what it is that I say for some reason. So I just need to just start uploading, putting things out there. Whatever happens. And most of the people who know me, in person, I'm always like, I don't care what people think, about me, which is fine. Like, I don't care, but I care. Like, I care that people think that I'm nice or like whatever, but I could care less if you say like, you don't like my outfit, or you don't like the video. Or like, I've gotten a few like bad comments, and that's okay. I honestly don't care. There's one of my videos from like, it's probably like 2 years ago now. Somebody commented, and it's like, "Oh, you talk too fast in your interviews. You stupid. You sound dumb." I'm like, okay, that's cool. I honestly don't care. Your comment's not going to affect me. But yeah, so like, I have that mindset, yet I'm still fearful of uploading stuff or actually doing what I'm saying that I want to do. So I think I just need to just overcome my internal ego or whatever it is, and just put it out there. Doesn't matter what, just put it out there. I just realized I was doing a lot of hand signals under this table, but like, you guys can't see it, so I'm like, because I know talking with your hands helps emphasize. And to the people listening, you don't know what my hands are doing, but hopefully I sound like my motions. I don't know. But yeah, content. Put it out more. I have the time to do so, or at least I can make the time to do so. Also, with Instagram, I want to upload and document more photos and stuff. I need to take more pictures and videos with my camera, with my phone. I have an iPhone 11 Pro that I'm not even like utilizing. Like, it has such a good camera. Use it, right? And then I have my Fuji camera. I need to be taking more photos. I want to get better at photography and filmography. So how am I going to get better without putting stuff out there and just keep on like honing my skills? I just get wrapped in my head on trying to be perfect right now. But it's like, nah, forget all that. Let's just document my spiral up, But so yeah, I think with the Instagram, TikTok stuff, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to like batch shoot. I think that's the specific word. Take like 30 photos in one day, and then just constantly put out content every single day. I think that's the only way. If I really want to grow like the Instagram and TikTok and like all that stuff, then I have to, put out more content. I have a Patreon account. I'm not going to link it down below yet because I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to put on there. But I know that I can bring some value to that. So that's on the horizon that I want to do. And then, with YouTube, the problem that I have is just being consistent. And I think that's kind of like the common thing that I've been talking about with like documenting and just like putting stuff out there. It's like, yeah, I want to do all that stuff, but it's like, why am I not consistent? I'm not consistent because I have this fear of the unknown, of like stepping out of my little comfort zone. But nah, I just need to put it out there. I need to set some specific parameters for myself and, just start uploading it, start putting it out there, because I know that eventually I'm going to appreciate having the documentation of myself. And if other people mess with it, that's dope. And I have all these ideas of videos that I want to make because it's like getting my knowledge out to the masses. And I think people can, find value in it. And I won't know until I just make it. And I I think the main problem that I have with the whole like YouTube thing is I consume more than I create. So I need to change that. I need to stop watching YouTube. I need to get off of Instagram. I've gone through so many like ups and downs on like regulating my screen time and like all this stuff, but I still find myself watching a ton of YouTube videos. It's like, why, bruh? So I'm working on that, but consume less, create more. It's so simple, but it's so hard because it's like I want to stay up to date on everything that's going on. I want to see what's Shoe's latest drop in. I want to see listen to the latest music. Oh, my favorite creators just uploaded videos. I want to watch their stuff. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to consume. There's good movies coming out. There's good TV shows. I'm like, there's just so much content over. Ooh, Sorry, I just hit the mic. I don't know if it messed up. But there's so much content overload that it's just kind of overwhelming, yet it shouldn't be, And I'm letting it get to me. I'm letting all this content take up all my time, but it's I know I could bring value to the world. So I need to step back. Maybe set one day. Maybe I could just have one day a week where I'm just consuming all the content, on a Friday or Saturday at the end of the week, watch all the videos and listen to all the new music and all that stuff. And then throughout the week, I just don't consume anything and I'm just creating. I go to work, come home, create. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I wanted this first episode to only be 30 minutes. We're approaching on that mark. So, subscribe to this podcast. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching the video version of this. Follow me on Instagram and all that good stuff. Everything's going to be linked down below. All the information to my channel and my Instagram and all that stuff is going to be in the show notes if you're listening on podcast. But yeah, this is just a brain dump for myself. It's going to be the start of something good. I know it. I'm going to be consistent with it. And I'm just super hyped, because I'm finally overcoming this fear and I'm ready. I'm ready to just put things out there, So, for my listeners, I'm going to say my typical closing video phrase. So if it doesn't make sense, it's for the video. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. You found me. I just messed it up. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. You found me. And until next time, peace.